I just had to move over the button. Good morning. No, it's good afternoon. Today, I want to talk to you about fixing things in your van, gaining confidence about fixing things. I know that we're all scared, or I've heard other people say how scared they are about getting on in their van and taking off and afraid something that will break. And I can guarantee you right now that something will break. It always does. But I remember the first time something broke in my van, and it happened to be the latch on my trash can door. My father always said that if you had the right tools, that's half the problem. So I had a screwdriver, and that's really all I needed to fix it. It took me a couple of times though to get it straight, but and it's probably still not as good as my father would have done, but at least it's fixed. So yay, screwdriver. But I think that for me, when things started breaking, and I mean, I'm not talking about big things. I'm talking about, a door latch, or I had my screen come off one time on my sliding door, on my screen door over there. And I was able to, fix it. I have tools. We all need to carry tools. But this is my handiest one. I use this a lot and for a lot of different things because when you live in a van, it's like a hurricane in here all the time, or an earthquake, I should say. Things are coming loose all the time. So they even have it like this. It's wonderful. It's a good one. It's a good one. So when we had the pandemic and I was in here and nobody was doing anything and you couldn't get anybody to work on anything, and my heat broke, and of course it was under warranty still because I had my other van, my new van at that time, and they I diagnosed with them. They went through the whole problem with me and made me do all the stuff, and I did all the stuff. And since I couldn't get it worked on anywhere, they actually sent me the part, which was the only way I can describe it is it was the motherboard of the whole heater. It was all of these little intricate things going here and there, just like it looks like the inside of a computer, I guess, probably. And they send it to me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, well, okay, what can I do? The worst that can happen is I can break that one too. But the best that can happen is I could actually fix it. So one thing I learned, now my dad taught me this, but this was back before, cell phones and so forth, is to always write down how everything was. Well, I take pictures of wherever the instrument is that I'm doing and take pictures of it. And so for instance, when I took that off, it was pretty big. And it was hard to get down there and it was dark and I had dogs bothering me, but nevertheless, I took the pictures so that I would know where all the screws go and so forth. And I took it off and I put the new one on. I mean, it took me most of the day to get this whole project done, but I was able to do it. And even though it still didn't work, it wasn't the motherboard that was the problem. So eventually I did get it fixed, but it gave me a lot of confidence to know that I was able to take that part off and actually put a different one on without breaking everything else. So it was really a good experience for me, and it made me so that I was a little braver about things. And a lot of people talk about that's the one thing that they're afraid of in van life and out on a van is that something's going to break. And something is going to break, I guarantee it. And you hopefully it's something small. I have I have I have had to have, for instance, I had a water line freeze and break behind my refrigerator. And it was one of those things that I know how I could have fixed it myself. But the problem was I couldn't get the refrigerator out by myself. I needed somebody to help me do that. So I actually hired a mobile mechanic to come in and help me with that. But like the other day, again, you know, you live all the time. Everything is like shaking around and going crazy all the time. I'm driving down the road, my bathroom door falls off, just crash. Now, to be fair to my bathroom door, the top screw had come off already, and I was just too lazy to fix it. So now the other two just popped out. The whole thing fell down. Nothing broke. And so this now I was actually able to get up there and do the right job and fix it with all three new screws where they're supposed to go. And but just in case, always, except I didn't that time, just in case, I would Velcro wrap around the two handles on my bathroom doors, because I have two, and they open out, just so that you know, as we drive down the road again, we're shaking all the time, and so that they won't fly open. So, but tools are important to have, and we need to know how to use them. Like my screwdriver here again, this one's my favorite thing, and you know, I have all the little attachments, a whole bunch of different ones that go with it. There you go. And it took me the longest time to figure out which way was forward and which way it was back. So I was forever screwing things in and out the wrong, screwing things in, but they were really coming out. But I also have accumulated quite a few other tools over the last nearly 6 years that I've been living on the road. I have a nice drill. And I had some curtains over here that I had to take down because they blah, 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 long story. But one of the screws was up under, and I had to get the screw out in order to get the curtain down. It was a permanent curtain, so it was, you know, like a one flip up and down kind of curtain, and I had to get the screw out in order to get it out. There was no question about it. But again, as my dad always says, if you have the right tools, then that's half the battle. And I did. I had a drill. My drill had one of these little flexible pieces that went on it, so I could put the flexible piece in the drill and then twist it up with the screwdriver part, the end, and put it on the the screw, and I was able to get it out. But, you know, it was one of those things. Matrix. It's my dog Matrix. We're in a place that there's some other dogs, and every time he sees one, he goes crazy. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Hi. This is my buddy Matrix. Do not bark. He hasn't learned that very well, but we're working on it. We're working on it. He's a year and a half, and looks like he's full grown. He's about 13 or 14 pounds. He's a Cavalier, and he's my traveling buddy. He doesn't help me fix very many things, though. He's more apt to break stuff. But the confidence that you get by being able to fix something really boosts what you're trying to do in order to stay on the road and not be afraid. Because, you know, as I ask questions around, and people are always saying that the biggest thing they're afraid of is breaking down. Well, breaking down and having things break are kind of two different things, but learn how to change a tire, you know, those kind of things. I have, as a matter of fact, I have in the link in my description, tools to empower women. And one of the first, you have to get the first one in there. It's a little thing, it's like a computer, and it fits in the computer on your van. It's like if you went to a shop and they had said, I have to put it on a computer to see what's the matter. Well, it's a little portable thing. And I broke down out in the desert. Now, this is that, because you have two things, remember, you have the van and you have the house. And so, you know, you get two different things. This one was the van. It's the only time that anything in my van has ever broken. And I had that little thing. And so I just stuck it in there, and it told me what the problem was. It was like 100 miles to the nearest Ford dealership, but I got towed, and they happened to have the part. And so I got towed over there and spent the night in their parking lot, and the next morning they fixed it and I was on the road. But I had a lot of confidence just from having that little tool to stick in there and see what was the matter. And I don't mean this in kind of a weirdo way, but a single woman sometimes gets kind of like, if you go into a shop, they'll say, here comes a single woman. She doesn't know anything about anything. Not that necessarily that they would take advantage of you, but it might happen. But in this case, I knew what the matter was, so they weren't going to be able to take advantage of me at all. So anyway, that link is in the bottom. It's from my Amazon storefront, which I put all the fun tools in there, things that empower women, because when you're out there, if you're used to having a man fix things for you, then you're going to have more problems than, for instance, I did, because I didn't have a man to fix anything for me. It was just, he wasn't the fixer person. He wasn't the kind of guy that, it wasn't like my dad fixed everything. He could fix anything. But my husband, no, not so much. So over the years, I guess I did learn a few things, just having to fix things around the house and so forth. So when I moved into my van, and I'm not afraid to take something apart either, because either you can put it back together, and if it's already broken, then it's already broken, right? My screen came off, and it's one of those, you pull it and then it goes back. So there's a spring in it, and it came off the track and it got all screwed up. So I actually took it out, the whole thing, whole piece, the whole unit, took it out. And I had my sister help me, actually. She held one end while I pulled it all out and got the screen all flat again, and then slid it back in and replaced it, and it works. These are the things you have to learn. Matrix, pay attention. Sorry about that. It's just my dog. Anyway, so having the confidence that you're going to be able to fix things if you need to, because you don't want to have to be running to a garage or find a handyman all the time to fix the latch on your trash can door. And again, not that I did it perfectly, but I got it so that it works. So, anyway, but tools is a handy thing. Tools. I have the screwdriver, I have wrenches, I have, actually, this is my electric screwdriver and my battery operated one, but I have a whole set of screwdrivers as well. My drill, I have a chainsaw, I have Allen wrenches. None of these things were really expensive, but having them with me all the time, so that if something breaks, I'm like, well, I got what I need to fix that. And you can watch a lot of YouTube videos to help you fix things, but not all of them. Some of the things that might break in your van, then you're going to have to learn to fix it yourself. I had one of my gas burners was only lighting halfway the other day. And so I went and looked at a YouTube video to find out what was the matter. Actually, I used ChatGPT, I think, on that one. Sorry. But anyway, I looked at it, and it told me what to do to fix it. And one thing I have learned too is, because you live on an earthquake, sometimes things rattle, so now they break, but sometimes they rattle, so now they're fixed. So I didn't actually have to do anything to fix that gas burner, because it fixed itself, which is really my idea of a good time, if it fixes itself. Anyway, gain the confidence that you need to live on the road by being confident that you can fix things. Get your set of tools, all of the things that you're going to need, just the basics. A hammer. I have a hammer as well. I have a shovel too. I got stuck without the shovel, so I bought a shovel. Just one of those little fold-up ones, just so I would have that. Anyway, if you're on here and you are interested in getting ready to get on the road, or maybe you're on the road and you just need some help, I have in the link below, you can book a one-on-one strategy session with me, and has all the details in there to help you get on the road because that's where we want to be. It's all about our lifestyle, isn't it? It is for me anyway. And now that I know how to fix things, I have a lot more confidence in what and what I'm doing. Should some of this, you should see some of the messes I get in. I mean, really. One day, not too long ago, I was boondocking in this place because I only boondock, and I heard the rain come in the night, but I didn't pay much attention to it. When I got up in the morning, my van was surrounded with water, and it wasn't like this water, it was this water. I was stuck, no question about it. And I didn't have a shovel, but what was I going to do? So what I ended up doing was staying there in that spot without moving for 3 days until the water dried up enough so that I could back out and get out. So sometimes you just have to be patient. It's a good thing I don't have a schedule, but whenever I go out into the woods to boondock anywhere, and I think I might want to stay more than 1 day, but in this case, it was, even if I said that, I was still in a mess. I always take enough groceries, especially water. I always take enough water and enough groceries, dog food, to last me for several days, just in case I do get stuck out there. You know, I might have roadside assistance, but they're going to ask you for an address, and I'm like, well, I'm up on a cliff, and that doesn't work, even with you get AAA, and I have Good Sam, not like Walmart. Good Sam, I have what is it? Sam's Club. It's not that. It's Good Sam roadside assistance. It comes kind of like with Camping World offers it. And when I got it, I did a side by side with AAA and Good Sam, and Good Sam had better coverage, I think, for RVs. And I think that maybe AAA has improved since then, but still, they still want you to have an address. Places I stay, I don't have an address. So I don't know. I'm not always able to call roadside assistance. So this is when it's a good thing to know how to change your tire, know how to do a few things like that. Oh my, it's a guy on a bicycle, and I'm parked in this place that there are a ton of bicyclers here. All of these trails are for bicycles. I just counted in one little stream, there were 25 different people on bicycles, so it was kind of cool. Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to talk to you about getting confidence so that you don't have to be afraid of something breaking in your van. That's a big one, and once you can get by that, then everything else is gravy. Not really. There are other things, but next time we're going to have a different subject. So I hope you stay tuned, subscribe, hit that bell so you'll know when we go on next for a live. And anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I will talk to you again soon. Be sure and check out the links in my bio.